in the National Football League. More than 73,000 fans and many former NFL greats are here as the last two Super Bowl champions meet to kick off the season.
From behind enemy lines, you fight your way out of.
Andy Dalton has got ice water in his veins. Ball comes back to the ball and pulls it into his body.
Diving to the end zone. Touchdown, Miles Austin.
One-handed in the end zone. What a catch. Fires one.
Hey, fellas, all that we have invested, we're laying all on the line tonight for us, together, for each other, all right? The journey starts tonight.
Giants dominating the line of scrimmage. That's Tom Coughlin style.
Throws one up. Touchdown Giants. Victor Cruz on the slant.
That's a heck of a throw and a heck of a catch by Mario Manningham.
He's given the Giants the lead, but it was an almost reluctant touchdown by Bradshaw. And now the Super Bowl is going to come down to a Hail Mary. Brady heaves one. The jump ball, and it's incomplete. And the ball game's over. Finish is what Tom Coughlin said, and Eli Manning and the Giants have finished off the Patriots in the Super Bowl for the second time in 4 years.
Hi class, so for this Python project, we had chosen to do a data analysis on the quarterbacks of the 2011 NFL season. When discussing concepts in mind to work on for this project, we had seen a lot of cool concepts such as the automobile industry and weather, but then Joe and I discovered this CSV file, and we thought it would be something cool to work on because we both love the game and have been playing it for a very long time. Another cool thing we wanted to work on is because this happened 7 years ago, and the numbers you see now aren't the same numbers that you saw 7 years ago. So a lot of these stats have changed, and a lot of these numbers are numbers that you just don't see anymore when you watch the game today. So in describing this CSV file, first, column 1 is the player name. For example, Matt Flynn, Aaron Rodgers, Tyrod Taylor, the team they play for, the Green Bay Packers, Baltimore Ravens, the Patriots, Texans, the number of games they played, 5 to 15, 3, the QB rating, which is a metric showing how they were as an overall quarterback, a bunch of numbers describing how they were as a thrower, and a bunch of numbers describing their yards, how much yards they gained.
Now, switching off to me, hey, I'm Joe. Scrolling down to here, this is just obviously describing our data. So say you wanted to see the average passing yards for the year 2011. We have that right here. We have all the other statistics over here too, such as touchdowns, QB rating, completions, attempts, and all that jazz. So right down here, we wanted to split the data set to 10 names, just to make it a little more manageable and allow our viewer to read the data a little more easily. So right down here, we're creating a bar chart. So here we entered our QB ratings. Here we entered our overall draft position, which really was the main goal of this project, was to compare the players' overall draft positions over here to their QB rating and other statistics. So right down here we have plot bar 1, 2, and 3, and we just wanted to incorporate that for each quarterback. So this is our graph down here. So as you can see here, for example, Matt Flynn, his overall draft position was very, very high, but he still performed pretty well compared to these other elite quarterbacks, which makes him stand out among the rest. Now down here we have the QB rating graph, which is just a two-player comparison between Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady, the GOATs. So we compare their QB rating in this graph, and as you can see up here, objects Aaron Rodgers, performance under their performance, and labeled the axes. And then
Yeah, so although were a lot of great quarterbacks on this list, we chose to focus in on two of the elite ones, Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady. So in the first bar chart, we made a chart showing the amount of passing yards they had thrown for. So in this chart, Brady has passed for more yards than Rodgers. So you can see right there a visual representation of the number of throwing yards. And above, we have the QBR, the rating of the overall metric of how they were as a quarterback. So, so in this chart, Rodgers has a higher QBR than Tom Brady. So we thought this was a cool statistic because even though Brady had passed for more yards than Rodgers had a higher QBR, showing his efficiency, showing that he was more accurate when he had the ball. When he had the ball, he made the right throw, he made the right run. So that was something we thought very interesting and something that is very relevant in the game today. Another cool thing that we saw was although Matt Flynn did have the highest QBR, he only played 5 games. So it wasn't as impressive as someone with a similar QBR like Aaron Rodgers, who played 3 times the amount of games, or someone like Tom Brady, who had a close QBR, who played as well 3 times the amount of games. Although Matt Flynn was great, it wasn't as consistent. For that reason, we had to point that out. And yeah.
So now that we've gone over our code for the project, we're going to leave it to my girls Ria and OC to go over our struggles and what we could have worked on and all that stuff. So take it away, ladies.